In this video, you will hear from Kieran, who was actually my very first student that I ever worked with or mentored. He was a complete beginner with no experience in business, marketing, sales, or having no case studies or testimonials. And he used my systems and strategies to get his very first client in 7 days, which is insane because it took me 3 months to get my first client, but it took him only 7 days. So insane result and crazy. So Kieran will go over his experience, his journey, and one key insight which allowed him to get results so fast. Let's go.
My name is Kieran Becker. I went through your program, you mentored me, and through action, I landed my first client in 1 week. Stressful at times, but it was just because, like you said, it just took action.
So Kieran, if there are like two give the viewers two pieces here of advice. One being like an outreach DM, like a secret that you have, and then one being like a mindset to win.
Probably the biggest one was the one you gave me about like, not sending a huge paragraph, because that's just like, again, I look at myself as an example. Anytime I've seen a paragraph or, you know, anything like that, like I told you, my brother's YouTube channel, sometimes people, since I show up in there, sometimes people will text me like, hey, I have this, or like on my TikToks, they're like, hey, I have this opportunity for you. We can partner up. And I'm like, I'm not reading all that. So like, that's the biggest thing, is just seeing the, how like, and when I put, input your like, um, that idea, or when I applied that to my pitches, like I got my first response within a day or two. And it just really, again, that showed me, I'm like, oh yeah, there's things to improve on. And like, you don't even know it yet. So,
Small things.
but I think like the biggest thing with the pitch is, like you said, like you told me before, be yourself, and don't, like, especially when it comes to landing a call with them, like, don't care about it or care about it. No, not don't care. No, care about it, but don't put so much emotional weight into something, because that's a problem that I have with like anything, but especially the bigger the thing is, like a business that you're, trying to make work, putting so much emotional weight into something, and then like whether you get a win or an L, you're sitting there like all burnt out. You're like, oh my gosh, like I don't know. So, and then the other thing was the
Mindset.
mindset.
Yeah.
Um, I guess that kind of like wraps back around to the taking action.
Yes.
Is one thing that like I wrote that I was reading earlier, like ironically, um, was, if you slow things down to prevent every problem in advance, you risk everything stopping altogether. So like, and that's a big thing that like hit me. That's like, I overanalyze, and that's a good thing, but it's also like a double-edged sword. It's like a curse. Like my dad does it and we joke about it. But yeah, I like, that definitely taught me how it's like, and what you said way back about, when I was like, well, once I sign them, like, how will I, you know, will I need a contract, and like,
Yeah.
I have to set up my Stripe. Should I set that up before I even do outreach? And you're like, don't do that. Like, do the outreach. The pressure within that day or two or 3 days or whatever will get you to do that. And that's the thing. Yeah, yeah. Like the momentum, like you're like, okay, well, I have no choice. Like, it's like the same way how like your brain, um, with exams, you're pacing to do it like the day before, because you're like, I have no choice. But it's kind of on you to put yourself in that position of like taking it one step at a time, and just kind of like, it's a leap of faith, Miles. Like just taking like that, like, just, yeah, that jump, and just doing one thing at a time, even if you don't fully know it, and just kind of like trusting the process. Because even if you, and again, there has been times where I like forcefully stop myself. I'm like, stop thinking about it. Like, or like, stop, you know, over analyzing it to the point where you completed the journey in your head and now you're burnt out. You haven't even started the journey or something. So it's like, that's my biggest thing. It's just don't, or my biggest, what would you call it? Like tip or
Advice here.
huh?
Advice.
Yeah, advice. Yeah, yeah. like, that's, like, my biggest advice, because that was a problem I had, and I still have, but I'm getting, like, way better at it due to this, which just, like, overanalyzing and just, not taking the first step,
Mhm.
and it ends up feeling way more fulfilling, like, after I take the first step, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." I mean, first off, I listened to you. I mean, like, you're helpful, like, just, making sure I was on top of things and, reminding me things that I need to be reminded of, whether it was, like, things I should be doing or literally just things I should be thinking,
Mhm.
or, like, how I should be looking at things, and, I mean, like, when I landed my first client, it was like it was cool, but I didn't really fully, like, think about it until you reminded me, like, it's only been 7 days. Um, I was still kind of which is good. I was still focused on, like, "Okay, what can I do next?" But it was like, yeah, like, the biggest thing was just you reminding me to, like, take action, and how I should be looking at things and approaching things in different ways I should be, you know, approaching and looking at things, and, yeah, just the biggest thing was just, like, forcing myself to, there's just times I was like, "I don't even wanna, like, look at a screen, just, like, type out the same thing," or, like, but, like, you did, I think especially just, like, it also taught me just
Mhm.
your environment is important. Like, just even, like, someone like you
Mhm.
that helping to guide me through it and, like, showing me what's possible, or, different perspectives on the world. Um, it it's a double-edged sword, because then you start to see things in your environment that you're like, "Oh, I wanna change that," or, like, I should change that, because you're like, if I had, like, 3 people around me, like, also trying to, like, do this, um, I'd be much more there's discipline, and that can take you very far. Motivation can take you far, but you need a mix of both of those. But, like, when you have people that are just, like, fueling you with something that isn't even discipline or motivation, it's just like it just it's just something, like, it's just magic in the air where you're just like, "Well, Kim just, showed me he just made $2,000 today, so, like, now I wanna go even harder," especially when you don't have, like, that feedback from the input you're putting in.
Yeah.
The feedback from, like, your environment, like, for temporary sakes, helps tremendously, or, like, the people around you. Um, like, even if you don't, like, make the 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000, 5,000 that, like, you set on making when, trying to land a client or trying to, like, make something work with whatever business model, just having someone else who also just said, "Yo, I just made, like, 2,000. I mean, or, yo, I'm doing this," or, like you would always remind us, like, saying, keep doing outreach, and, to keep, like, 'cause it is just true, and it's like, 'cause this is gonna sound stupid. Yeah, 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 like, it's gonna sound stupid, but it's like, doing this definitely helps with my confidence and my skills, and also my confidence in rejection too.
Mhm.
Um, like, whether it's, like, relationships or talking to people, or just, like, I never had a problem with that, but it's like, I always notice that, like, yeah, I can use some improvement on that, and, this just helped me, like, it kinda sounds stupid, but now I see small things or big things, like going up to talk to someone or something, it's just like, almost like a business transaction. Like, you're just like, in the same way how I've gotten more comfortable with, like, again, since I've went through a few, like, I went through, um, the one client after the 7 days, yeah, I met
Yeah.
Christine, and, like, also with Cindy, it's like, it teaches me more and more, like, there's more opportunities after this opportunity, so
Mhm.
if you miss it, like, it's just not,
A big deal.
just keep going. Yeah, just keep going for the next one, because it's like, it's so easy to worry about, "Oh, I missed this opportunity," when, like, then you don't even know it, like, by tomorrow, you could be just as stoked about how you just landed someone for, like, 3,000, or, like, for a 20% deal on something, and, like, there's a ton of potential there, I don't know. But, it just taught me about, like, when it comes to rejection on anything, uh it just helped so much with that. Like, cause now I just see things as just like one big, just like, I mean, I don't know, like, just I don't like, just I'm like, what can you give me? And like, if you can't give me anything, then like, it's like, and what can I give you? And like, how can this work? And then if it doesn't, I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, so yeah. Remember when you didn't even know how to do this stuff before even like signing your first, or
Yeah.
not didn't know, but all you had to go off of was watching videos and like, you know, making demos or tests or something. But like now it's light work to go to the gym. Now it's light work for me to like, make, you know, an ad compared to if I were to try to like, process all that while laying in bed and be like, well, then if I make the ad, I'm gonna have to do that. Now I'm gonna have to cut it down. And then I'm gonna have to send it to them via Google Drive. Oh yeah, that would be a bit exhausting. And then I'm gonna have to like, have them sign a contract. And then I'm gonna have to do calls. You're subconsciously picturing it all happening at the same time, but like it's not. Uh, so the biggest thing I'd say is just, or advice I'd give is just literally one step at a time. Cause like you'll just learn so much more and make so much more progress with slow motion. Um, I get, not unironically, ironically, I ended up making more progress in 7 days because I was like, there's points where, yeah, I'd just be sitting there and be like, oh, that's tiring. I start doom scrolling. I'm like, oh man, I was so burnt out. It's like 4 o'clock already. And then like, I just get back up and I see an email from someone like, "Oh, okay. Oh, shit." And then and I'm like, "Okay." And then I'm like, "Okay, I didn't do." There's some days where I'm like, "Oh, I didn't do outreach at all." And I just did 3 at the end of the day. And then literally, I think like one of those days was said my first client, I literally only did like 4 or like 3. And then like that still ended up being the one along with you just telling me like, "Keep doing outreach. Keep going." It was helpful. So,
Keep pushing. Because Kieran, I got like my first client in 3 months. So you do it in 7 days is like,
mhm,
shit. Right. So yeah, just proof that keep pushing, keep going, right? Just don't like think too much, just do it.
mhm,
And from you, for those who are, pushing and aren't really getting anywhere, right? Let's say, like they've been doing this for what, 6 months, maybe like a year. They have like,
mhm.
marketing skills, like what would you used to say to them to either help them make their DMs better or the emails better, or for the mindset? Like, what would you say to them?
Learn to stop. No, I'm joking. Learn, I think there's definitely like, um, with however you're approaching it, I think it's best to learn like what you should change. Because I think that's like the biggest thing of like honing in like what's working and what's not working. Like, again, like when it comes to adapting and how I, boasted about like my ego on like how I love like I'd play video games and like I'd learn really quick. I'm like, okay, if I sit in that corner, that guy's gonna kill me again. So I'm not sitting in that corner. But it's like learning to like with emails, that's what worked with me um the most. So I just kind of like whether I like literally or just like my mind did, I just kind of honed in on emails and put more like, you know, put more energy into that. Like I was like, I think this is a good email. Let me send this to, or I'm gonna reach out through more emails instead of the Instagram DMs because that's not working. Yeah, if you were to drop me in on this 6 months ago, I'd be like, fuck that. Go. I'd be like, I just overanalyze it in my bed at night, and then just be like, okay, next thing, let me try drop shipping. Well, like it's just like let me just go and do what all the gurus are saying. That's maybe a problem of itself that we won't even open the can of beans. I never agree with those people that are like just take it completely one step at a time. They're like it's almost another way of saying like I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it like or like oh yeah just let loose. Let's go to this party or let's play some like let's do this because like it is a mindset thing. You have to change your environment.
Yes.
Um, but I think like there's also
A
you
balance.
know a balance.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard because you can't even really distinguish that. I wouldn't fully agree with someone going fully some people, it just works for them, and that's cool. Like, if you could go full David Goggins and just be like, fuck this, I'm gonna go, like, it's like cool. But there's also like, that's the one pro and con about the internet, is not everything you or I say or someone else says can apply to someone's life right now. Like there's some people that are like 13 still in school and they're like, hey guys, I'm trying to make an AI thing. Can you have, and then you're like, you're 13, you should say, yeah, but at the same time, it's weird. It's like it's hard to kinda judge it based off of, like, someone's situation,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't say, like, there's a you know, I wouldn't go as far to say,
Is it right,
as a
right or wrong way?
note, like, yeah, like, there's a right or wrong way, because I don't think, I wouldn't just say, like, "There's a balance, just, like, play Borderlands at the end of the day, like, every day," like, just, but I also wouldn't say, like, if you just, like, completely, if you never give your time, like, or yourself, like, a break at all, or, like,
Yes.
time to at all, like,
To reset,
rest,
repair.
um, that's the thing, like, you don't remind yourself of what you're even working for sometimes.
Mm.
So, like, um, I think that's also important to know. It's like, I don't think it's like, "Oh, yeah, let's just go out to a party every weekend," but it's like, also, don't beat yourself up if you go out to a party one week with your friends because your reckless friend invited you, and, me and my brother, we have one reckless friend that always goes out and party. We never party. We never go. He's like, and like, he's just like, dude, trust me. There's this, cause I'm not 21 yet, but he's just like, there's this, 18 plus like night. And like, I want to show you guys, just give you, cause it's like and we're like, no, I'm good. But like, still, if I were to have gone, I wouldn't let that define who I am, of like, man, I'm a partier. Man, I'm like, I just slack off. What am I doing? I think it's a good thing to remind yourself, like, I need to get back to work. For us to see it's there for like, you shouldn't, yeah, like, I like, because that's the thing. Me and my brother have the same mindset of like, once we're out, like, we go out and we're just like, okay, we just went and like bought some Pokemon cards. Then we come back and we're like, I'm like, I need to get to work.
Yeah.
And we're like, we go out and we're like, you know, I go and like visit my family for a day and I come back and I'm like, I need to get to work.
Back to work. Yep.
So like, yeah, and it's a good thing to have, but it's also, it's like, don't, I think the biggest thing is just don't label yourself for the good or bad, like, or actually no, label yourself for the good, because you gotta fake it so you make it sometimes, like, but I think, like, some people, you know, they get too stuck on labeling themselves, like, you remind
For the
me all the
bad.
time where I'm like, yeah, where I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I just," like I was just doing, like, I'm like, "Sorry, I just put too much emotional weight on things. That's just me. That's just me. That's just the type of person I am." It's like, no, like, I need, like, you've taught me to, like, keep reminding myself, like, no, like, you can completely change, like, you can be completely different. I'm so different than how I was, like, 6 months ago or 7 months ago, and, I think it's just not, don't lie to yourself. Don't say you're a hustler when you're going out to parties every
Yeah.
every every week.
Endurance, please.
But, like, yeah, but, like, label yourself and then, like, do, like, one thing a day that, like, you know, um, what's the word? That,
Matches that label.
that yeah, that backs that up,
Yep. Very.
and, but yeah, I guess that would be my last thing to say after I just yapped again.
All right. Hope you enjoyed that video. And if you want to work with me and get similar results like Kieran, then the links for that will be below this video in the video description. All right. Take care.